Hi, this is Calvin Castine. Welcome to our second segment of Business Beat for this week. And we're standing in front of a new business on Route 11 here in Champlain. And for the past several weeks, the question I get asked most often, because people know I get around now and then, is what's going on at the old Dairy Queen? So we're talking to a gentleman right now who can probably tell us what's going on here at the old Dairy Queen. Your name, sir?
Michael Tobin, Calvin. Myself and my brother Patrick and a couple of other partners have decided that Champlain needed a Quebec-style hot dog restaurant, and we'd done a little bit of research as to the number of local people that go over to the Quebec side of the border to have Quebec-style hot dogs, and a lot of them do. And there's a significant number of Quebecers here that like to stop, and the only alternative in this Route 11 I-87 intersection is McDonald's, and we wanted something that would be complementary to McDonald's and offer a little bit more choice. So we decided to open this.
Okay, now obvious question, with a name like Tobin and opening a hot dog spot, are you a member of the famous Tobin family for hot dogs?
You know, it's funny that you asked that. A few years ago, there was a fellow from Boston who was doing a genealogy of the Tobin family, came up and visited with us and told us that we were. But I think we're about fifth or sixth cousins, and they don't send us Christmas cards. And if they knew that we were using another brand of hot dog, they would probably kill us right now. But I guess we are distantly related to them. But from what he said, they were their branch, when they came from Ireland, went to Boston, and our branch of the family went through Montreal, and then came over this way.
Okay, and you're not from Champlain, I know. Where are you from, Mike?
I was born in Plattsburgh, but grew up in Hemmingford, but went to school over here, and live now in Plattsburgh, and I have a CPA practice in Plattsburgh. And most of my we lived in Moores, actually, for about 3 or 4 years when my wife and myself and family moved back from Montreal in '87. We lived in Moores for a couple of years. And the northern tier, that was old stomping grounds, and know a lot of people, and have a lot of faith in the whole growth and development of this area.
So you went to school around here. Whereabouts?
I went to MAI in Plattsburgh for high school, but elementary school was in Moores just before the merger. And I think actually when we went to MAI, it was, I think, the year just before the merger of the schools.
So about 1970, 71. The 71 school year was the first.
I think so.
First graduating class was 1971 with the merger.
Right, but at that time MAI was an all-male school, and all of the fellows from up here who went to MAI, we never stayed at MAI very long. We'd always hang around up in Champlain anyway. So it was. This is home, and I'm glad to be able to start this business here.
Okay, I see a deck going. I'm not sure if it's in the camera range, but there's a deck coming on in the front. You're going to have tables out in the front?
Yep. The idea is to have a good spot to sit and look at the traffic and the activities that are going on here on Route 11. And over the course of the next few months, I think there's going to be a significant amount of activity going on, and I think the future development of here will be a good source of attraction for patrons, and also for people to watch what's going on. There's no place that you can sit outside. I guess you can at McDonald's, but we thought this would be a good...
Sell tickets to watch the development in the area.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, we're going to get into a few more questions when we go inside, but before I forget to ask this one, is Steamies a franchise, or is this some name you came up with?
Steamies is a name that we came up with, and Steamies is the name for hot dogs in Quebec. It's a special type of way of cooking the hot dog. They're steamed, the buns are steamed, the hot dog is steamed, and there's like a coleslaw, not a coleslaw, it's a vinaigrette cabbage type topping with onions. That's a steamy in Quebec. So Quebecers are going to recognize what a steamy is. In fact, today we had a couple of ladies coming back from Florida with Quebec license plate who drove in here, and all they saw is, you know, we don't have any signs up really yet, and this is kind of a trial week for the people. They saw the word Steamies and they knew exactly what it was. So we hope to build on that, and people who don't know what Steamies are will soon learn what they are. And, our hope is, if this goes well, we probably will do some other border locations, particularly where the name Steamies is understood by the Canadians. And, but one step at a time.
Well, Florida would be
Florida would be a good spot to do it. Yeah, you're right.
The Florida border. Okay, we're going to go inside and maybe we'll get a chance to take a look at a Steamy. We'll be heading right in.
One too, Calvin.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it's this one that doesn't go there. That's all. Just Okay. That's what it is.
Move
It's 4 to 4.
You move it one way.
Two questions, right? Actually, if I was really interested, I won't get the stain on my.
All right, give her right there.
The logo will show up more than the stain.
There.
Okay.
We'll check that.
Don't move up. If I start coughing too, I got a cold here, boys.
Calvin, the last media person that interviewed Alan, I have to tell you, was Carol Monroe at Miron's one night. So,
Erin Clark actually had
and Calvin,
she had walked in later.
Alan did a lot of talking that night, so don't be afraid. Alan can talk. But he wasn't saying quite the things that Carol would normally.
Look at the girls with the gun hiding. Hope you can edit this if anything.
Edit. This is live now. That's right, we're going over live. We have moved inside, and one of the first things they did was hand me a Steamy, and one of the first things I did was eat it, so I guess you're not going to get a chance to see what it looks like. Mike, we've got someone else in the picture here. Could you tell us who we've got?
Sure, Calvin. Calvin, this is one of our partners, Alan Forte. Alan is born over here in Plattsburgh, but grew up in Hemmingford. He's one of the, a lot of people probably remember the Forte bread label. Alan's from that set of Fortes. Alan's been in the fast food business for about 10 years and is going to be our manager here. And he's got a couple of fast food hot dog restaurants over in Quebec, and is really the principal operator of the restaurant for us. And he's got a bubbling personality and is going to do real well, I'm
We
sure.
add some assets to this business.
Yeah.
Now, you have some restaurants over in Canada right now, or not?
I have a restaurant in Hemmingford called Al's, which we've operated there for 9 years. It follows in some of the lines of this menu here, which you can see in the background are some of the things that we're going to be doing.
Okay, when I bit into that Steamies, it reminded me of something I had in Huntington when I used to go down there. And
Right.
What was it in the Steamy that you found that was interesting? The coleslaw?
yes,
Did you notice that?
yes, that's
This is the traditional Quebec-style hot dog that people tend to find different between,
Don't back up too much on us, Alan. The camera's on a tripod.
that people tend to find different from the American hot dogs.
Calvin was saying that, and a lot of people have said this, they said, this reminds me of a place in Huntington, and they're always talking about pivot patates. And everybody, I think at one time or another, has gone to pivot patates. But Al's Steamies are much better than pivot patates, and that's why though Pivot wanted to come in as our partner, we said, no, we want Al.
Mike, you're being more than kind at the moment, more than kind. I just hope that we can accomplish what we want to do, is maintain that Quebec standard style hot dog.
Okay.
Along with, the other stuff involved, Michigan.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, you have more to offer than just plain hot dogs, and this is a fast food restaurant, right?
And that's what we're stressing. We want people to be able to come here and expect that they're going to get their food fresh, cooked immediately, and given to them quickly. And place is clean, and the people that Alan's going to be training and having work here for us are going to be real courteous and friendly. And we want it to be a nice, clean, friendly place to eat. And
I think I'd like to touch off on the homemade French fry bit of it. There's not a lot of places in this area that do homemade French fries. So this is where I feel with the concept of poutines and Italian poutines, we'll be a part of the other competition.
right.
Okay.
With this type of.
Now, homemade, you make these at home before you come down? What are homemade French fries?
This is done here. This is done here in the back. We're not going to give any recipes away, but it's.
Secret herbs and spices, just like the Colonel.
Just start with a good potato and a little TLC.
And a few secret ingredients,
And
right?
a few secret ingredients.
And a poutine, what is that?
Don't, see, Calvin, you made the
I
same mistake.
mispronounced it.
Pronounced poutine.
Poutine.
Calvin, I have to tell you a little story here. Calvin used the pronunciation. Clyde Rabideau, who happens to be the mayor of the city of Plattsburgh, used that same pronunciation on a radio show, telling people that there was going to be poutine on the city beach. And poutine is a French-Canadian word for something other than poutine. Poutine is what we're selling, French fries.
Is
But
it something
poutine-
we can say on TV?
Well, it's something you could say on TV, but
It's something that we won't be
we won't be selling
selling
here.
here.
You find it more on the
Ours
streets of
becomes-
St. Lawrence and Montreal and the red light district. That's
Poutine comes with fries, sauce, curd cheese, and if you want to make an Italian variation of it, it goes with a Michigan sauce on top with a presentation of onions
On top of what?
on top of the Michigan sauce.
No, the Michigan sauce is on top of what?
The poutine, for an Italian poutine, a regular poutine is, again, fries, sauce, and curd cheese.
I still haven't heard what a poutine is, though. What is it? Is it meat? Is it?
it's French
is it-
fries.
It's
French fries.
maybe we could point it out to you later on, and we'll put something.
Okay.
It's just fries and sauce. It's a homemade recipe or concoction, if you will, that somebody came up with 30 years ago in Quebec, and it was just the story goes. It's a little woman who got experimenting. I don't know if she dropped cheese in the sauce or sauce on the cheese, but thus the poutine.
It's good. It's fattening, but good.
Now,
That's something you're going to work on if you want to get rid of cholesterol.
with the restaurant in Hemingford, will you be spending most of your time here or back and forth? What's your schedule going to look like?
It looks like I'm going to be pretty busy here for the next couple of months in order to get this running the way we want it to be run. I've got some pretty good help back at Al's who I can count on, and it's given me more access to be here.
Okay, now this will be open year-round, correct?
That's what we're hoping to do, and we're going step by step. But that's our intention, to have it all year.
As a friend of mine would say, Pat would put it, franchising.
That's well.
We're
Calvin,
going in this direction.
Calvin and I were talking about that previously, and that's the hope. If this works well, the whole Steamies concept will be done in other locations, and it'll be. But we have to do this one well first.
This is your experiment here. This is your first attempt of what we hope will be many. And years from now, when you're another Ray Kroc of the future.
This is the Steamies version of McDonald's Ray Kroc right here. Yeah.
Kind of like the Colonel.
Colonel Sanders. Yes, there he is. Yes.
I think the area here is going to be good for us. We seem to be well located. The potential is definitely here. If the public in this area will give us a chance with our style and idea of food that we're going to be doing here, I think we're going to do okay. I feel good about it.
We just saw somebody walking back of you guys carrying a carpenter's belt. Who did your work here?
Dean Trombley and Todd. What's Todd's last name?
Where?
Boyer. That's what I thought. Dean and Todd did all the work, and boy, if you ever needed
We take our
referral.
we take our hat off to Dean and his boys for sure. Boy, they've done a superb job here with no doubt.
they're really pleased.
Now you're open today, but you're not officially opened yet. You're training your help.
Training our help. We're officially open. The Department of Health says that we can be open, but our grand opening is going to be in 2 weeks to coincide with Quebec's big Saint Jean Baptiste holiday, because we thought that because we're a Quebec-styled hot dog joint, that that would be appropriate to open it up then.
Okay, you're talking the
24th,
weekend of the
25th, 26th.
It'd be around the 24th and 26th of June.
Right.
Right.
But we are open now, but our signage is not complete, not finished. We're not doing any advertising yet. And we're surprised. Today was our first day to, as you say, get our help in here to train them in the techniques that Al wants them to use in food preparation and service. And the place was packed at lunchtime, and it's,
you had a lot of eager guinea pigs for your training.
yeah, we haven't heard any calls yet.
No one's called back with any problems of stomach illness.
We're excited.
Anything else you'd like to tell us about what's going on at Steamies, or your future plans or anything?
Well, I guess really we want to try to do something simple well first, and then, as Al says, we've got other thoughts. We're probably going to end up doing curb
Did
service.
you touch off on the curb service at all?
Curb service, we're probably going to, maybe Al, you could talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's an idea that we've seen in other locations around. Obviously, it's not a new concept doing curb service. Although it seems to be an item that works. There's people that don't necessarily want to get out of their car, and just I don't know if I could use the term, the romance of the 50s, to have that come back. It's a popular idea. I'm not going to give any names of the competition around that's doing it right now, but I feel there's a potential for that in this area.
I think the curb service,
We certainly have a lot of potential participants who want to work doing it. Roller skaters.
Will they be on roller skates, or
It's up in the air with that right now. We're not going to make any decisions on that.
do you have a target date? Will curb service be here when you have your grand opening, or is it something in the future?
I think it'll probably be over the course of the summer. We'll do as another event. We'll have our grand opening, and then we'll have our introduction of curb service.
We'd be putting our foot in our mouth and
Yeah.
give any date at this right now.
So don't pull in here and sit in your car 'cause until you hear there's going to be curb service. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there for a while.
We're going to be encouraging right from the beginning takeout service. There may be people that want to call in, and our telephone number is 298-2190.
90.
That's right.
2190.
And that will be available. And in the future, we'll have probably drive-through service as well. But one step at a time.
Well, it's going to be an easy number for me to remember because we're on channel 21 and I'm 90 years old. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
We're going to be offering hard ice cream in a variety of flavors, soft ice cream, milkshakes. Do you want to go?
We'll be introducing, as Alan said, hard ice cream. We'll have a regular hard ice cream, and we'll be introducing Ben & Jerry's over the summer as well, as soon as we iron out getting that available to us. And because nobody really around has Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And we're going to keep the menu pretty simple, but complete. Our competition is not really selling the same things we are. McDonald's is right across the street from us, and we wanted something that was complementary to what McDonald's had. And we will be selling hamburgers, but not to compete with McDonald's, just to give additional variety to people.
You mean I won't be able to come here and get those paper-thin 79-cent hamburgers?
Definitely not.
No, and if
Gee.
you do, Calvin, let me know, and we'll talk to Al. But,
Okay, anything else, gentlemen?
Did you mention the sign that we got at the road going?
I think I mentioned off.
The big hot dog, yeah, the big hot dog is going to be going up.
Yeah, we're putting in again the idea of how do you compete with the golden arches. Children see that and they want to go to it, so we're putting in a. Alan's uncle actually is making it. It's a 12-foot hot dog in a bun made out of aluminum and fiberglass in color.
Fiberglass.
And it'll be on top of the sign on Route 11. And
So when the kids are coming down the road in the car and they start pointing to the McDonald's sign, perhaps they'll see this 12-foot monstrosity of a hot dog there, and the next time they come by they'll say, let's give the hot dog place a chance next time.
Well, I think any place that you've seen McDonald's, other places do mushroom around there and seem to thrive, and I think it kind of attracts business. Don't you guys agree?
oh, no question. I think one builds on each other, and you're not going to go every lunchtime to McDonald's, and you're not going to go every lunchtime to Steamies. But I'd probably go to Steamies more often than McDonald's for lunch. But no, I think you're right.
It's rather big of you to say that, Mike.
No. We've certainly been impressed by the number of people that want to work, and we've especially a lot of the young people that are coming in to apply, and we've got a couple of
Just judging by the turnout that we had today, it looked quite encouraging. You know, I mean, the phone's been ringing. People want to know what's going on there. They've been stopping to, are you open yet? What will be your menu? What are you going to have to offer? It looks encouraging. It really does.
We would hope to get your first two helpers on camera, but Michelle Studwell and Shelley Dupree are a little camera shy today.
Are they shy? Yeah, well, we could always ask them if they... Shelley?
Shelley? Come over and say hi. Michelle? No?
Jeez. Cut their salaries right off.
That'll affect their performance somewhere along the road. Actually, they weren't hired to be on television. They were hired to put out.
Al's the one with the personality, so he's our...
Well, they're both good enough looking to be on television, but
Without a doubt.
they choose not to. They have both appeared on Hometown Cable in the past, so
So maybe they feel afraid of your interviewing style, Calvin.
that could be. If they've seen me, as they have good reason to shy away. Anything else, gentlemen?
Just encourage, especially the local people, to support us, and we welcome the opportunity to let everyone have a good taste of a good steamy. There, people will be convinced very quickly that it's a good alternative to a Big Mac, for sure. Don't you agree?
Indeed.
Well, I just hope Ray Kroc isn't listening up there. He might get...
We're not afraid of Ray Kroc, Calvin. Are we, Al?
Perhaps
right now?
Perhaps we'll be looking down upon Ray Kroc someday.
Oh, he's gone up.
He's gone up there. So.
He's upstairs, so he's looking down on us somewhere. All right, thank you, Mike Tobin and Alan Forte. I was just going to say, a hot dog man and a bread man. It's a great combination, and it's right here in Champlain at the old Dairy Queen, a building that was first put up by Adrian and Hilda LaFountain. I don't know, you know how long ago?
72,
Middle 70s.
73?
Yeah.
So about 20 years ago, then Pete LeBlanc took it over, then Sheridan Tedford was the last one to run it, and now it's no longer Dairy Queen, it's Steamies, and I, along with these gentlemen, invite you to stop in and find out what a Steamies is all about. Thank you.
Thanks, Calvin.
Thank you.